At 5 o'clock, we got number 10, Florida, traveling to Kentucky. Florida favored by only 7.5 points in this game on ESPN. They started the season really well. They had a 35-14 win against Florida Atlantic, a 42-20 win at USF. Sorry. 31-29 loss to then number one. That was still number one Alabama, and then they bounced back with a 38-14 win against Tennessee. Emory Jones last week went 21-27, threw for 209 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also carried the ball 15 times for 144 yards as the leading rusher on the team. And Justin Shorter was the leading receiver with 3 catches for 54 yards, showing you how much they spread the ball out last week. That is the Penn State short transfer, by the way, if you did not know. Kentucky, on the other hand, is undefeated heading into this game. One of the few undefeated SEC teams that include names like Alabama, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Georgia, teams like that. Only some of the best teams in the nation are undefeated, and Kentucky's one of those names. Now, you'll see as they read the schedule why they're not a top 25 team right now, but if they win this game, they are 100%. They've played in 3 straight one-possession games. They started the season with a 45-10 win over UL Monroe. They squeaked by with a 35-20 win against Mizzou. Then they ended up with a 28-23 win against Chattanooga, which is quite possibly their most forgettable football game up until this point. And they ended up with a 16-10 win against South Carolina last week. Will Levis did not have the best day passing, ended up going 15-22 for 102 yards, 0 touchdowns, and a pick. Chris Rodriguez on the ground ended up having 26 carries for 140 yards, who really carried them there. And Wandale Robinson, the leading receiver, had 7 catches for 65 yards. Florida is all-time 53-18 against Kentucky and has dominated them recently. The last 2 games have gone to Florida, but Florida has won 34 to their last 35. I think this is still Florida's game to win. I understand Kentucky is a much improved team this year. Will Levis a way better quarterback than they're used to having in Lexington, but still, this is a top 10 Florida program. I think it's going to be that game against Georgia, again, a crescendo to that point. I think Florida's going to go undefeated into the point. I think if Kentucky wins this game, it's really interesting in the SEC West, SEC East. I don't know. I think it's the SEC West, but it's really interesting on that side because Florida is probably the second best team on that side. If Kentucky wins, then they really only have one tough game on their schedule remaining. If you don't count LSU, which I don't, that's Georgia, right? If they lose to Georgia, you're still looking at a 1-loss SEC team in Kentucky, which you got to think about taking in the playoff conversation. So I think it is a pretty huge game for Kentucky and Lexington, but unfortunately, I do think Florida's the better football team here. I do think they're going to win this one pretty easily. Give me Florida to win and cover.